I was a state judge up in northern Minnesota, up on the Iron Range, and I guess this is a lesson for me of be careful. Be careful what you ask for. We'd have all these civic programs, and I'd have college students, high school students, but I didn't see any special education classes or any students or young adults or adults with disabilities ever. So I called a friend of mine who was the director of special education for the entire northern St. Louis County, and be careful what you ask for in life. I said, Francis, well, why is that? Well, within the next 2 years, there wasn't one adult daycare center group, whether it was East Range Developmental Achievement Center or other group homes or one special education class that did not appear in front and come to my courtroom for Civics Day. And the reason I bring it up and go that far back in my career is because, and you'll probably hear me say more than once, I've been taught more by individuals with disabilities and educated more than I could by them than I could ever do for them. But so there we were. I had a group of students, and in fact, I have a picture displayed in my chambers of the day this actually group of young adults came in, and I could tell because social workers start calling me saying, we'd like to bring in people with disabilities. We've heard you welcome them for a civics and outreach day. So there we were, and 2 or 3 of the young women, probably in their early 20s, Judge, you said that the constitutional promise is equal justice under law. Does that mean that I have the same rights as the wife of the president in the White House? I said, that's exactly what it means. So it helped me. I believe then she understood. Well, then I could tell my friend, the social worker, was asking to have 3 of the young women stay back to talk to me privately. So they stayed back, and I think this is our responsibility, especially the responsibility of the justice system and lawyers. And they said, Judge, we won't go into detail, but no one will help these young 3 women who've been victims of sexual harassment, abuse, and domestic assault. And then when they started talking to me, I'll just say that I am glad they shared it with me, because then I reached out in an appropriate way. They educated me that day about some assumptions that were made that, well, did anybody interview you? No. And so my point is, those are other examples of outreach, where even though we were doing the civics outreach to educate the public, they educated me. Oftentimes, I need to correct people sometimes, saying, look, don't assume certain things because you're a judge. These individuals that I've met with different disabilities have educated me, and they don't let me forget not just my oath of office, but that statement you see on the top of every, as you enter most state and federal courthouses, equal justice under law. They bring true meaning to that with their stories. And so maybe it's civics outreach, and we're doing what hopefully Chief Justice Roberts and other key individuals, but also it's an educational process for people like me, where it makes me a better person, better judge.